I'm very humble. It's a pleasure, and I take it as an honor. Because if people knew me back when I was in high school, there's no way nobody would be listening to me. There's no way. Like, what? I'm not listening to that dude here. What are you talking about right now? Like, the stuff I used to get up in the middle of the class and say is wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, the teacher, I'm going to give you an example. The teacher talking is quiet in the classroom. I used to stand up in the middle of the class and say, hey, teacher, my new stripper name going to be da-da-da-da. Like, just out the blue. You know what I'm saying? Like, not wanted. Nobody asked me that. I'm just sitting there thinking, what am I say to cause ruckus right now? It's too quiet in here. So when I get a call, man, or a text or a DM or email, it's very humbling, man.
All right, so boom, welcome back to another episode of the Black Caliber Podcast. I'm here with Jason White, a very special guest, a 7-figure entrepreneur from utilizing federal contracting. He's also from Baltimore, Maryland, you feel me? Be more, right? Please, you like the Ravens, right?
They all right.
They are. They are.
That's my second team, man.
Who's your first team?
The Oakland Raiders, but now they the Las Vegas Raiders.
Why?
I'm born in the 80s, man. I'm an 80s baby.
Right, but he's here at Lincoln University. He's going to give us some insights on investing, contracting, entrepreneurship, and just business in general. And actually, this is a big moment for me because he is actually like an indirect role in while I even had this podcast.
That's fine.
So he don't need so that's dope.
Yeah.
So like start off, I introduce you, but anything else you want to say?
Yeah, man. This is the first time I've ever been to or actually heard of this university, which is crazy. So I'm gonna keep it a buck. But I mean, since I've been here, man, the campus is beautiful, man. I'm seeing what's happening out here, so I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, this school in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, we get that. We get that a lot.
I bet, because there's nothing out here.
All right.
I had to eat last night at the Green Turtle. Which is cool. It was good though. It was good.
Good. Yeah. I was gonna say, you gotta get Sawmill on the way up the street.
Say less.
But with that, so how did you even get started in federal contracting and entrepreneurship? Like, what started that for you?
Man, so if I really think about the history of my life, like, I've been an entrepreneur, just didn't know that was the name of it, right? Doing some stuff that I shouldn't have been doing, but I was my own boss, right? Went to jail, came home, but I went to military jail. I went to the brig. So if nobody knows what that is, that's if you act up in the military, you go into military jail, which is called the brig. I went there for 2 years. Came home, and then government contract basically just fell in my lap.
What you mean, like, fell in your lap? Because that's a very particular thing. So especially you see you coming straight out the brig.
Yeah.
Right. So you basically in the gulag, and now it's like, know what? I'm gonna go work for the government.
Yeah. So definitely not like that. My man, I'm working at the gas station, and my man says he's here to get contracts for the government. I'm like, how you do that? And that's how I went down the rabbit hole of doing federal government contracting, man.
Right.
Yeah.
And since you started, like, how was that process, that learning curve?
It's difficult. I mean, I'm a dude. I don't know if anybody else is like this, but I know we're on the university right now. But I ain't like to read. I still don't like to read for real. I barely graduated from high school, man. I graduated from high school with a 1.6 GPA. Barely graduated, right? But I ain't no dummy. I didn't like going to class. I just wanted to hoop. And then when basketball season was over, I didn't go back to school. Like, I kind of was in and out, you know what I mean? So they basically just slid me out of there. I never failed though. K through 12th grade, I ain't failed one grade, so don't get it twisted. But nah, man, I don't have no patience. So it's like, it was a tough road for me as it relates to learning curves, as it relates to staying focused and sacrificing. Because a lot of people, when they got to sacrifice to do something that they haven't done before, they can't sustain a long sacrifice or just be consistent. So I was just tired of my lifestyle, and I was like, all right, all my old ways, I'm just going to change and just knock it out.
Because I remember I watched it, and I tried to do it on my own. I said, yeah, this
it's different.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
Sitting there, I was trying to get I think, heaters for an army base. I'm like, yo, if I'm messing this up.
It's different, man. The thing is, to be honest with you, it's a lot of common sense things that I put together to streamline how to make the process easier for anybody with no background of government contracting, no background of college. You don't even need all that. But you do have to have certain things in place so you can streamline it and get to what you're doing, so you're not going down the rabbit hole of YouTube University and looking for people that don't really want to teach you and matter. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's difficult, but it ain't. It was difficult for me, but I don't make it difficult for nobody else.
No, okay.
Yeah.
So as you started doing these contracts, you started going like, when was the moment where you was like, oh wait, like I can sustain, like I got a business?
Yeah. When it really didn't hit me until I won my first contract. I knew I had a business. I knew I had an LLC. I knew I was working for myself, but you ain't really working for yourself and you ain't got no income coming in, right? You're working towards that, but you ain't working, you ain't got no bread. But when I won that first contract, I was set. That's when I was like, oh, this is a real thing. Mm-hmm. And that made me just, when you're trying to be consistent at something you've never done, you do need things to boost you. You do need things, people, phrases, a support system to help you keep going. And when I won that first contract, that was my boost. That I was like, all right, Jay, you can keep going. It's real for real.
All right.
You can bust this down.
Right. So you get your first contract, right? You start feeling it. And then what was it after that? Did you just go ballistic?
Yeah, yeah. Now I'm gonna just go harder, right? So just like, all right, peep game. You what sport you play in school?
Well, I run track still.
You run track?
Yeah.
All right.
Fastest man on campus.
Okay. So you remember the first, so what you won, the 100?
Hurdles, 110 hurdles.
110 hurdles. Okay. You remember the first time you won your first biggest track meet? Do you still remember that?
Yeah, it wasn't too long ago. So
okay, all right, bet. Okay, bet. So you won the first one, boom. Now, how'd it make you feel?
I was like, finally.
And what did it make you want to do? Train harder. Mm-hmm. So now, if you won by 6 seconds, you want to win by a whole second. Mm-hmm. Or you want to win, you just want to win the race by a larger margin. So it's the same with me. I won that first contract. Now, I don't want to win a contract in 3 years. Yeah. I want to win one every week. But now, mentally, what do I got to do to get there every week? I got to go hard. So it was instant.
And your first contract was cleaning toilets, right?
No, sir. My first one was grease traps.
Grease traps.
Yeah.
All right.
$125. Now, some of y'all watching this like, man, you ain't rich on the $125. You right, I wasn't. But mentally, it's like, all right, I got it. Because 2 months later, I won that contract for $7,000 profit. That was $7,000 a month to me. And it was over after that.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So then, at what point did you feel like, all right, I got to get help? It's time to, because I know, like, especially with me and even building this, it'd be like, you see other people doing stuff and be like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So how you even get over that to even be like, no, I can bring you on and I can trust that you going to get this done and we're going to get this money together.
You mean like building a team?
Yeah.
When I got overwhelmed. Like mentally, and whenever you start anything, you can tell when you're getting overwhelmed, like it's just too much for you. So I got a team when I got 26 contracts awarded. So after I won 26 contracts, I was like, yeah, this is just too much. I can't handle it no more. I'm missing dates. I'm missing invoices. My communication is falling off. I need help. So I let the activity warrant when I need to bring somebody on that I can not necessarily trust, just to help me out. The trust part gonna come as y'all work together, right? But I knew I needed to bring somebody along because I'm losing. I don't want to lose the business that it took me so long to build. So because of that factor, let me go ahead and get some help.
Yeah. So how was the journey to even get help? So like now you know I need help.
Yeah.
How you even find the person that you knew you wanted?
Everybody gonna do the same thing. They can go to their family member first. Let's keep it 1,000, man. I'm gonna go to my cousin first. Hey, cuzzo, this is what I need you to do. If you want to make some extra bread, da. And then as you realize the level of help that you need, you X out the people that you thought could help you. So my cousin was a great start, but he didn't have the mental. Shout out to my cousin CJ, man. My cousin CJ, he live in Charlotte, North Carolina. He had the mental fortitude to keep going with me. Like he crumbles at the drop of a dime. Like I don't know if he's still he folds like a lawn chair, man. It's like I don't need that. If I'm already worrying about it, I can't have you worrying about it too. That dude a lawn chair. He'll fold right up on you, man. You don't need nobody like that. You say, well, that's my cousin for real though. But you start out with family, and then after that, then you realize if your family hasn't been to a place that you've been, you might not be able to take them to that level. So then you just bring on people that's experienced at that, what you need them to do to fill that gap, and then you can continue to take off.
Yeah.
No love lost, CJ. You my dog.
You might lost the love though. He folded like a lot. All right. So then from there, when did you like know I need to diversify? When that hit you, especially in the community, that's not something that people always talking about.
No, for sure.
When was you just like, know what, it's time to start putting this money over here, start investing, doing different things?
Man, it was when I had my first CPA. She actually used to do my taxes when I had a job, but then when I started, my money started to, really take off. Miss Lottie, she was down there in Atlanta, Georgia, and she was the first person that was like, "Hey, you got too much money just sitting here. This is what you need to do." And once she did that, then I started to open my eyes to, other people, other teachings, other ways to continue to diversify my portfolio and just the money overall.
So what was the first thing you did? What was the first investment you feel like you really made?
Real estate for sure. I bought a property down there in Atlanta. That was probably the first one. And I never even lived in it. I ain't bragging. Hold on, let me say this. I'm not bragging. I just didn't want to move anymore to Atlanta like I thought I did. Purchased the property, never moved in it. I was like, yeah, but I'm a lease it out though. And then I bought another house, and then that was the first one.
What was it? Roland Martin just said this on the last podcast y'all probably gonna see. He was just like, it's not bragging if you can do it.
Okay, all right, well, that's what it is.
It's not bragging if you did it. So if you really did it and you really can do it, it's not bragging. You just saying what you did.
I'm just saying what my life is. Yeah, that's
you
what
feel me? Bragging is like, nah, I'm better than you.
But you know how people, man. Even though I agree with that statement he said, people's perception when you say certain things and how you say it come across, it hit different. You know what I mean? Because you got to think about it. I don't know the individuals that's gonna watch this and the level that they at financially. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to come off like I'm insensitive to what most majority of the world is going through. You gotta think about it. It's people that's in the top 3%, 5% of the world financially. The way they talk to people sometimes can rub people the wrong way. I just ain't trying to come off like that.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, most times, because I be feeling like that sometimes too, the things I'm doing and the things I got set up. And when he said that, I was like, you know what, you're right. Like, I really can do this. Because I used to always get told I was cocky at track. Like, yo, you cocky. It'd be like, yo, I really am faster than you. I really won these medals. I really did that.
Yeah.
So it's like, am I cocky or are you feel some type of way because you ain't done it yet?
Right.
Yeah, you ain't done it.
You gonna try out for the Olympics?
No, absolutely not.
Why?
I only ever ran track to get to college. That was my goal. My goal was to run track to get to college, and it was funny that you said when I started winning, because when I started running track when I was like 8, I was terrible. I was so bad. I remember literally.
When you mean terrible, you was just like, I was slow.
Yeah, I was losing. It was so bad. So but I ran it for so long, I knew everybody.
Yeah.
So I remember I used to know these girls. We used to kick it, and they were like, and I finally started winning races. They were like, Jordan, I'm so glad you got fast. You used to come in dead last, come talk to us. And I was like, damn. That was really wild. It was that. Yeah, I used to come in dead last.
Yeah.
And then probably COVID. It's probably when I finally started winning races. So it really wasn't that long ago.
Okay.
And I got to college and I just kind of took off from there. But before that.
So no Olympics in your future?
Nah. I got friends who probably going to go there.
Yeah.
I got friends who
that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah, so with that, so then how do you feel through the journey that you started growing as a person? When did you realize your change? Because I know even since me in college from freshman year to now, I'm a completely different person.
Yeah.
And then even in business, how I move and do certain things, I'm a completely different person.
Yeah.
And I start thinking different even when you talk to regular people now.
Yeah.
Because
Because
you in that mindset. When did you really feel like you started growing and changing as a person?
probably, man, when so I always been a good person, right? And this is what I mean by that. Like if we in a crowded street and you walking and you drop your wallet, I'm like, hey, yo, you drop your wallet. Or you drop $20, I ain't gonna just keep it. I'm like, hey, yo, you dropped $20. So I always been a good person, right? Just did bad things, but I've been a good-hearted person. But I knew I was changing really when I just didn't want to even hear about some of those negative things no more. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like you can think about when so when I first heard about social media, it was like MySpace, Black College Club, it was stuff like that. So even on those platforms, I used to like to watch people fight. Right? It was entertaining, y'all. They fight. Ooh. But now, if somebody like, man, look at it, they going crazy. I don't even want to see it. That's not entertainment no more to me. So when that started to happen, I knew mentally, yeah, I'm just in a different space. Because the stuff that used to entertain me is it's not sickening, but I just don't want to see it. Yeah, that's why I knew I was switching.
And how I feel when you feel like you start making it and you see people around you still doing the same things and you like, yo, I could put you on.
It's horrible, bro.
And they just like...
It's horrible, man. Like, that saying is true. You can lead a horse to water, you can't make him drink it, man. It feel bad. It feel bad that we at this level, whatever age group we at, whatever mindset we at, boom, my mindset changed and it took me to this level. But I can't come back down and help you get to this level because you just don't want to grow. Like, it feels terrible. But if I go out, guess who right beside me? They want to hang out, but they don't want to mentally get right to do the work to really change their family trajectory. It's only a few of my friends that's like, yeah, let's do it. They might do it in their own avenue, right? It might not be the same as contracting, but they ready to do something. And those dudes, I'm gonna elevate them. You know, I always have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I help two of my friends get houses, help other two of my friends get businesses. Like it's a real thing for me to have individuals around me that not only we can depend on each other, but we've grown mentally as well. Cause it's the word. So I don't believe this statement. You heard the statement. If you the smartest in the room, you need to be in another room. Yeah. I hate that statement. Somebody gonna be the smartest in the room.
Yeah.
Why not it be me? Let me take the lead. Because I am the smartest in this room, this what we finna do. Now we all at the same level of smartness or mental fortitude. Now we all gonna go to a different room that we not, and then we gonna be the leaders to that room. I don't believe you're smartest in the room. No, that's crazy. Somebody gotta take the lead.
Somebody.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Cause I even remember like in my experiences so far, I feel like I ain't made it yet, but I'm on the way. Hopefully.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And it's like with that, it'd be like, I'd be around even certain family members and they be talking about something. I'd be like, why don't you do this? No, I can't do that. I'm not trying to hear that. I be sitting there irritated like, you really can't do it though. Like, it's not that hard.
It's not hard, man.
People, they don't be seeing it like that. So as you started growing, right, did you ever start feeling like you outgrew your friends? Like, no, I'm not going out here. I'm not doing this. I'm gonna stay in the crib this time.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get these bottles.
Yeah. So yes and no, right? They were friends for a reason. We had some type of connection that don't have to be related to money or success, right? So we had a friendship for a reason. So with that being said, there were a lot of times I never was the go out guy anyway. I never was the go out guy. Now when we hang out, I'm gonna go hard, right? When we hang out, I'm gonna go hard now. But I wasn't the dude to be out in the streets anyway. That was my other homeboy. But it's like as I'm doing other things, the distance pushed our relationship away. Not necessarily, some envy or some jealousy type of stuff. Nah, it was just like, yo, I got to do this, and this, and this. And next thing you know, you look up, I ain't kicked it with him for 6 months. And so it's like, it's a natural thing that pushes friendships away. Outside of that, like let's say you're my friend and you can see that we ain't hanging out like we used to, you gonna make the effort to come kick it with me because I can't make the effort to kick it because I'm here and there and everywhere. And those friends that did that, they're still around. The other friends, they naturally washed out.
It was for you. It's for you.
Yeah.
All right. So also, so now you've been going. I know, like you've been going around. I'm not gonna say you've been on tour, but you speak at these conventions and things like that. So what's that been like?
That's a layup, man. You know how easy it is to get the mic, get on stage, and just talk your stuff. That's easy. It ain't nerve wracking. It's very fun. So as I'm looking in the crowd, I can see the minds the light bulbs just going off. Like, oh, I could do that. Oh, I didn't know that. Like, that's entertaining. And plus, I'm a class clown too. Like, I like making people laugh. So it's easy. It's fun. It's very fun, man. Somebody asked me, did you have on stage public speaking training? I'm like, hell no. Let's give me the mic. Like, I've been ready. You know what I'm saying? Whatever I'm gonna say, I'm gonna figure it out as I'm talking. Like mentally, like I'm freestyling in my head. I'm like, all right, that bar don't work. Okay, what about this bar? And then I end up saying,
that's really how it be. Class, you be like that. They ain't laughing.
Right.
I'm gonna get them now. I know.
Right. Yeah, that's it. It's too easy.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what was it like even starting to get those? Like, how do you even feel? Like, how did you get your first one, your first speaking engagement? Yeah, where you went from just a business, because you can just be a businessman, get your money, get back. So when it was really like, no, I'm stepping out on the scene? I
don't remember that, but when people reach out to me for any type of speaking engagement, I'm humble, man. I'm very humble. It's a pleasure, and I take it as an honor. Because if people knew me back when I was in high school, there's no way nobody would be listening to me. There's no way. Like, what? I'm not listening to that dude here. What are you talking about right now? Like, the stuff I used to get up in the middle of the class and say is wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, the teacher, I'm going to give you an example. The teacher talking is quiet in the classroom. I used to stand up in the middle of the class and say, hey, teacher, my new stripper name gonna be da-da-da-da. Like, just out the blue. You know what I'm saying? Like, not wanted. Nobody asked me that. I'm just sitting there thinking, what am I say to cause ruckus right now? It's too quiet in here. So when I get a call, man, or a text or a DM or email, it's very humbling, man. I can't remember the first one, but I remember some, a lot of the memorable ones, which, speaking at schools, speaking at high schools, they always, and speaking in prison systems, I don't know if you know that I'm doing that, which is very, very rewarding. It's just humbling. It feel good.
You feel like speaking in them prison systems, you really helped anybody? Like you see somebody come out like, yeah.
They hit me. When they come home, they instantly hit me. Instantly. They like, yo, I'm doing this right now. You know what I mean? And that feel good. Whether they can consistently keep up with it, that's their journey to fulfill. But the fact that, I spoke at the prison and then 2 months later, 3 months later, I still in their mind, they hit me up. That's dope.
It. Right. And for y'all that don't know, right, when I say like he kind of started this, right? So I remember I was selling cleaning brushes. If y'all know me, y'all probably remember this phase because I was obsessed.
Yeah.
It don't matter who you were. We were talking, sitting there like, yeah, I gotta figure out these numbers. Man. Like, that's all I could think about. I was on vacation on my laptop, not at the beach, nothing. So I was stressing over that. And then my dad sent me the podcast. So I was like, so I'm sitting there watching it. Yeah. Word. Now, that was the first time I ever watched a podcast.
Oh, wow.
So that was the first podcast I ever watched. I watched the whole thing. I watched it like twice.
Appreciate
that.
So
it's like I'm hearing some of the stories, like I know them, but I still gotta make sure.
Yeah.
You feel me? The audience get it.
Yeah, for sure.
You feel? So, I'm like, all right, cool. So then I worked here, and my story working here was, I'm not a business major.
Yeah.
So this is the business department. This is entrepreneurship.
That's what's up. Yeah.
Not a business major. I'm a psych major. So I come over here. I was trying to get help from my cleaning brushes. So I'm sitting in the office. I used to just sit in the office with my backpack like this. I sat there for like a month.
For real?
He purposely not calling my name.
Yeah.
Dr. One was just calling me by my name. Jeremy, just all types of stuff. One day he asked me if I want a job. I'm like, yeah. So I worked the front desk. And then from there, I'm still watching podcasts and things like that. So I'm getting into it. And we had the podcast studio, which it wasn't in here though. It was in the sub. So if you go back and watch the first episodes, we look like we in a cave.
Okay, back.
Right. I don't know where to look. I'm looking like this. I look crazy on it, but I love them. I keep them up.
Yeah, for sure.
So that was like 3 years ago. Dang. So
flies.
Exactly. So I'm watching that, and I was like, know what? I'm gonna start my podcast. I also wanted to use it to get a raise here, because I was front desk, so I was sitting where Miss T sit.
Yeah.
And then I got to go in the back, and I finally got to manage something, and then from there I went up. So now I'm the manager.
Okay.
So things like that.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But yeah, so with things like that, it was like, yeah. So I told my friends, I used to call my friend, I'm like, yo, da-da-da-da-da. I said all in that video.
Okay.
So all my friends know who Jason White is.
I appreciate it.
So when you leave, I called one of them already. When you leave, I'm going to call him, yo, guess who I just got?
I'm here.
Guess who I did. You feel me? So like, even we took a picture at Rap Snack.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's in the video. It's in the, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I can.
If not, put it in the video. You know what I'm saying? So they can see it.
So I was like, yeah, you feel me? So that was just like, that was a big deal. So like, this is a really big one. So when I saw you downstairs, I was like, oh, he's here?
Yeah.
But I figured somebody else was going to come down to get you. I'm usually not the one to come get you.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right.
It's go time, baby.
It's go time. Yeah. I don't be knowing dates. I show up. This is what we doing. All right, we doing.
Yeah, same. On the same way.
Yeah, I don't know dates.
They have to tell me. My team got to tell me. You need to be here, and this is the time you need to be here. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, literally, that's literally how it is, and that's how I used to work in here. We it's changing now, so it's getting better because things shouldn't work like that. Mm-hmm. Before that, it used to be like Michaela. She used to walk in. She'd be like, Jordan, you know you got to do this. I'd be like, I do.
Yeah.
All right, we gonna go do it. I don't know nothing about it.
Yeah.
Right. So with that, also, like, is there any books you reading right now? I know you said you hate reading, so anything books you may be listening to?
Nah, bro. Like I read my own book. Which is crazy. It's called my own book is called The Unconventional Path to Success. It's on Amazon. So I'm reading my own book because it's actually inspiring me. You know what I mean? Like my own story, and which is crazy. Most people won't think to read their own book, but it's kind of dope for real. But nah, that's the only book I'm reading.
Yeah, okay.
Because I learn, but I'm a visual guy, right? So I can hear it all day, and I don't like to be motivated. I want to be driven, because motivation is up and down. It's like an elevator, right? You motivated today, tomorrow like punch you in the face, you're not even motivated no more. So I don't like to be motivated. So I can't listen to those rah-rah type of books and people and all that. So I like to see somebody doing something, and I'm like, man, I'm on it. Like I seen this one guy, man, he bought a hotel. He bought an old hotel building, 182 rooms, refurbished the whole hotel. Now it's the biggest hotel in Houston. I'm like, yeah, I'm next. Like stuff like that get me going. You know what I mean? And now I'm gonna order my steps to do something similar to that. But I'm reading my own book, man. For real, no cocky stuff. But I'm reading my own.
You know, I can't do like with me. It's like I got YouTube videos from when I was like 6, 7.
Yeah.
I can't even watch them. I be watching them and I'm like, I know exactly what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like I take a certain level with like
to be anticipation is down. Yeah.
Read, because I'm like, I know exactly what's about that.
Yeah. I ain't gonna read it no more. After I finish reading the book, I ain't gonna read it no more. It's gonna get one time out of me, and that's it.
All right. And do you have any advice for anybody who may be watching, who's struggling or even thinking about doing something new?
Man, the only advice is, man, you gotta keep going. Whatever you're going at, you gotta see it through. A lot of times people quit, but you got people depending on you that you don't even know. Like you gotta really take that serious. Like I still got people depending on me that I don't know. So whatever path I'm on, I'm not fitting to, get off the brakes. I'm going to hit the gas and no brakes, right? So consistency is the key. Whatever you're doing, you're going to have a learning curve. Whatever you're doing, you're going to get punched in the face. You just got to be able to understand what adversity looks like and go run right through that brick wall and keep it pushing.
You said know what adversity look like. So you ever like straight up lose a contract?
What? I've lost more than I won.
No, I said straight up lose, like you won it and then lost it.
Yes. Yes. So 2 things. Me proposing and putting in bids, I've lost more than I've won. But then the contracts that I've won, I've lost some of those as well because I'm depending on another company to do the work on my contract. So I've lost those too, but that's not adversity to me. That's just like, all right, all right. Everybody watching this has had a boyfriend or a girlfriend. that didn't work out. It ain't the end of the world. Go get another one. It's that easy. Go get another one. Take your time. Understand what you did wrong. Understand how you can bring something better to the table. Go get another one. And that's all I did with the business. Same way, yeah.
All right. So with that, I'm going to just leave it. So can I get you to say this the Black Caliber Podcast?
Yeah, the Black Caliber Podcast?
Yeah.
Say it right now?
Yeah, you feel me?
Let go. It's Jay White, first name, last name. I'm on the Black Caliber Podcast. You see my dog right here, and we got it in. I'll holler.
All right, man.